What is up, my beautiful people? It's your boy, it's Mr20west in the building. And as you can see, I am on the lovely Miss Yoga's The Bikers ZX6R. You know, I love to stop by the gas station to gas up and stuff, you know what I mean? You feel me? She already had gas in it, which is, for her, that's a first. I'm not gonna pretend like she always has gas in her bike, because she's one of those riders that be like, until the very last drop is gone, I will not stop by the gas station. I'm on my way to Motor Style, and I was like, well, let me just do a quick motovlog, because that is what my channel is all about. It's like 47 degrees out here. I have my new Icon race suit on. You know, I can't switch up the camera because Yoga's trying to figure out where to place her camera so that it doesn't interfere with her footing. So I'm letting her come up with her little design on where she wanted at, and then I'm gonna mount it and we'll get that back-facing camera going on, man. Anyway, this motovlog today is brought to you by Mr20west. The topic is, has motovlogging killed the motorcycle community? Okay. I know, you're like, what? Has motovlogging killed the motorcycle community? So, motovlogging hasn't been around forever. It's really currently just popping up with today's tradition of a biker. Which, if you're like thinking, what is today's tradition? What would be that? What would be that biker? What makes you a biker? First off, I'm not gonna get too deep in what makes you a biker. What I talk about is what makes you one of these current bikers of today's generation. You know, the wheelies, we ain't stopping for police, we do this thing, we run these streets. You know, that type of biker is today's biker. That, it's like, we got, it's like, I'm gonna say we, but I mean, they have something to prove. We have something to prove. We're bikers. You know, the current generation was hardcore, so the second generation got to be even more savagery. Like, we're knocking off mirrors, and we're splitting at 150 miles per hour, and we're doing wheelies on the expressway like it's nothing. If you don't believe me, you can Google or look up Ride of a Century, which I think happens in Tennessee or something like that, where everybody takes over the streets. Now, the reason I wanted to bring up this topic of motovlogging is because it's so many different kinds of motovloggers now that literally the market is saturated with bikers. With bikers that want to film motovlogs or film themselves on a motorcycle, period. That hasn't always been an option for everyone. And what I'm starting to notice is motovlogging for the new guys is setting the tone for the next generation. So a lot of folks probably don't even notice or look down on their comment section. And I mean, like, people like Chase on Two Wheel, Motornosity, Do It Dan, they have these big followings of young kids that's underneath their comments, and they look at everything they do, whether it's good or bad, and most times they like to imitate what goes on. Now, there's people like Psycho Cruiser who will, honestly, that guy, he has his own way of doing things and his own way of thinking about ideas that sometimes make me be like, dang, bro, like, you know, you could tell which generation of biker he is. And he's more of a, you know, I do what I want to, when I feel like it. but in the current style. To the light. But you gotta respect how everybody doing they move. And my topic is, has it killed it? I feel like it has prolonged this thing. Like it has made biking worthwhile, because before, I'm gonna be real with you, bikers were generation. All right, people would have their great grandfathers and their fathers and their uncles and their brothers ride motorcycles, and they will pass that trait down to the younger generation. So you got kids that's following their uncle's footsteps or their grandfather's footsteps, and they're totally like, okay, like this is what I'm gonna do. And because of YouTube, now you got guys out here that they're like, oh well, I could, hold on, I could do that too. I can learn how to get it together. Because when I first started in 2013, that's when stuff really started legitly popping hard. Like videos were coming out and bikers were sharing the videos. Even now in my state, there's a weird flex, which some bikers do and some bikers don't. I live in the South, so we have we stick to tradition pretty well here. If it ain't broke, why fix it? And a lot of folks don't like videos. A lot of folks don't like any of the motovloggers. They don't like any videos. They don't support that. They don't want to be part of that. They feel like it's stupid. And you know, feel like it's not of substance or anything like that. There's a whole bunch of look at me type bikers. That's how they feel. And honestly, I feel like that just brings in more people to your community when they're able to see it firsthand. So I didn't know how most muscle car groups move, or how any car groups move, period. Like I had no clue how they even, you know, interacted with each other. Was it always a serious thing? Did they always race? Did they ever do anything for the community? Like nothing. But because of YouTube, because of not motovlog, I don't want to call it motovlog, but because of vlogging, I can see how those work, you know. Dang, man, I just feel like this road just needs to be shredded. I had a BMW behind me a second ago. He was like really close. I didn't want to say it, but I felt kind of weird about him, you know. But yeah, I think motovlogging kind of helped the community to an extent, because a lot of people wouldn't know about certain events without the help of YouTube. So yeah, okay, cops might be looking for a guy who has this type of stuff going on, you know, or if he says drop gear, you know, he must be running from the cops, you know. Of course these things done happen, but those sayings were already passed around among generations before. It's just now that everybody is privy to this information that shouldn't have been privy. That's kind of where everybody is feeling. And that's why motovlogging has literally did what it did, and it's at where it's at. And a lot of the big motovloggers are saying that it's dead and it's killed and it's finished and it is what it is. What the heck? Y'all won't believe this. I got an Indian Scout behind me. Wow, that's cool. That's the first time I ever seen one on a cruiser. All right. But it just does something to people. People get attached to stuff like this, man. It gives them that freedom that they're looking for. know, I was thinking to myself, and I was saying, like, dang, man, I should probably, most likely, like, I would like to take my girl bike to Blood Mountain, because she got this ZX6R, which is a sport. It's not a super sport, but it's a sport. And like, you know what though? State Farm be trying to register this bike as super sport too. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, yeah. And I need to get that practice in, man. I'm still looking for a track bike, by the way, people. Somewhere around $2,200, you know, $2,200. I'm just looking for something. My homegirl told me that she had this 300. You know, maybe she'll make a deal, give me a deal on her 300, her old 300, and maybe we can hit the track. Or maybe she'll just let me use it at the track. That would be cool. That definitely would be cool. I would definitely like that. But anyway, I'm going to end the vlog right here. I mean, tell me what you think. Give me an idea. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like motovlogging has killed everything? And for those who don't know what motovlogging is basically riding this motorcycle with a topic like I just did. As always, it's your boy, it's Mr20west, man. I'm in the building. I do this. I'm probably going to drop this soon. It says 11 minutes, so we capping off, baby. We know how to do this now.